Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. It's Memorial Weekend and I'm kicking it off with a freezer inventory. If you've been following my channel, you know that I had been planning on moving this summer, but now that's been put on hold for probably a year. But my daughters who just graduated from college are moving in about 6-7 weeks. So I want to go through the inventory and make a game plan for what I want to get used up before they fly the coop. So let's get into this and I'll see what we've got rolling. Just to summarize here, I have got, this is just all from my side by side, and I cleaned this area out because I'm going to go through the veggie bins and the meats bins and get a firmer idea of what I've got in there. I've also got some ice cream in there. My best friend moved to Tampa to be closer to her daughter who graduated from college and moved up there. I sold her house in November. So once my girls are gone, I am largely just going to be rattling around this house on my own. So all this food is going to be on me to eat. And then back to what the girls need to eat up between now and when they move. On a prior video, you might have seen I got a bunch of these Kodiak protein waffles on a super great deal. On my again, for my shopping list, I got a bunch of deals on this Tillamook cheese a few weeks ago, and now I'm down to just mozzarella. And other than a few individually packaged cheddar cheeses in the fridge, which I have been scavenging this past week for dinners, I need to buy some shredded cheddar. And we've been on this kick. If you've seen prior videos, I've got some really good deals on these Tyson appetizers. And they had them on BOGO again this week. And we were down to just, half a bag of these. And I think half a bag of the buffalo. So I did buy another bag of each at Publix this past week. And those are out in the freezer. So, and these, you guys, if you've seen prior videos, I'm not going to go on about my Springer Mountain Farms, but short, the girls love these for like a homemade Chick-fil-A sandwich. And that's all I have left is what's in there. So if those come on BOGO again, I'm going to snag them, whether the girls are here or not. I had to buy chicken breast a couple of weeks ago. I bought 5 in a flat pack because if you watched my original back in January freezer inventory, I had something like 58 chicken breasts, not including the pre-cooked ones. And now I actually went through all of those in the last few months. Got some Beyond Burgers. I'm down to, that's probably about 20, 25 meatballs. Long story short, we're good on snacky meats. Don't need to be buying any of those. This is the bin that I have in the bottom of my side-by-side. And a few weeks ago, I don't know if you guys saw it, but I got a really good deal on Smithfield. This is stuff I like to, with those English muffins, make a little decadent eggs Benedict once in a while. And that's something the girls don't really get into. But I also like to chop ham up and throw it in mac and cheese if the girls are around. And all this seafood, I've got a lot of shrimp, I've got some salmon in there. Guys, I'm holding off eating seafood until they leave because it cooks really quick. It's a great thing to make just for myself. Probably rarely have anything else. One back in the freezer. It's a little funny on myself. I guess you could call this a quasi reward for going through my freezer inventory. I have this addiction to really expensive cheese. This is little cheese and crackers and wine. That's my idea of a good dinner. A couple of olives, boom. Anyway, I knew I had, close to half a block left. And I was like looking all over for it the other night when I came home from work. And it all turns out at some point I tossed it in the freezer very absentmindedly. I hope it thaws out well. To the infamous Meats, Bits, and Bites bin. I made tacos earlier in the week. I have just enough left here to make a small plate of nachos, so I'm hanging on to that for now. These are little pretzels. Okay, here's something we need to eat while the girls are still here. But Danny loves hot dogs. Gabby will tolerate hot dogs. I got those on a BOGO. I think I'll get this out to make some curried turkey salad this week. That's definitely gonna make that this week. So that's something I might eat on my own. A couple of brats, some little wontons. This is tahini, some chopped ham, some more ham. Oh boy, we're having mac and cheese and ham this week. That's definitely going on the menu. This is shrimp. I'll probably have that one night when the girls feed themselves. This is orange sauce. This is pork. Leftover from a big pork roast I made the last week that Gabby's fiance was here. So at some point I'm going to be making some pork lo mein, or compared to what my meats, bits and bites bin used to look like, this is not bad, right? But I'm going to put these hot dogs right in front to remind myself we need to work on those. Some pepperoni, that can go in there. All right, so these are all like little sauces. So that can go back in the freezer. Now, oh my goodness, this is chopped up onions, zucchini, and peppers that I prepped to make a veggie lasagna. So I'm gonna put those in my make it this week bin, and because I think we're gonna do kebabs on the grill, just because it's Memorial Day, got to get that grill out. Pie crust, we need to do something with that. I've got a little basket of fruit here that I need to work my way through. I like to put frozen blackberries in my iced tea with orange slices, so I'm not worried about using that. And same thing with the raspberries, I kind of just throw a bunch in there. I only have one thing of the baked apples for my yogurt bowls at work, so I need to meal prep some apples. Garbanzo beans for when I make falafels. One thing I like to do with my little veggie bits and bites bin is like, these are green chilies. And because we're a small family, a lot of times, and we're spice wimps, I only use like half a can, depending on the recipe. So I like to keep things like that. And same thing with the jalapenos right up front of my veggie bin, because that way I don't have to go digging for it. Veggie bin is the last thing I need to have a look through from my side-by-side. Cauliflower, mixed veggies. That's how you know you haven't been keeping up with your inventory, right? When two things are open of the same thing, cauliflower, clearly we need to be having some cauliflower. Lentils. Okay. So here's my doing things this week. I'm going to make that curry turkey salad. I'll make some ham and mac and cheese. I'm going to make that veggie lasagna. And this little bit of cheese tortellini I'll probably throw in a salad for work this week. And then moving over here to the freezer, here's what it looks like now that I've got everything back in there that I had pulled out. That's the bit of ice cream there on the right that I was talking about. And that's the veggie bits and bites bin with some bird suet sitting on top. This will be my shelf that I use to put my, I'm going to make it this week, items that need to stay in the freezer. And I've got my veggie bags bin and the rolls and biscuits that I mentioned I hadn't pulled out. That's the meat bits and bites bin with some room beside it. Woohoo! And then that bin full of meat down on the bottom. And then I've got the waffles the girls need to eat pulled out for a quick grab from them. My little bit of cheese. And that's it for the side-by-side. So on with the deep freezer. So we're out in the garage now, taking a look at my deep freezer. If you saw my January inventory, you know this is actually quite a bit of free space for me, right? And a lot of this is taken up with the ice cream that I mentioned I bought on a BOGO. And I just need to do some organizing, and these appetizers I mentioned I bought yesterday. And if you saw a couple of BOGO's videos, this tortellini on a really great deal at Publix. So I've got 4 or 5 packages of that in there. But for actual meats, I really don't have much in there once you get past this snacky appetizery stuff and this pre-cooked Springer Mountain Farms, which I always want to have on hand for making salads at work and quick casseroles or whatever. And on this side, I have just a couple of bins of veggies in there, which I really want to go through and refresh my memory of what exactly is in there. And then down below this basket full of appetizery type stuff, I've got pork and beef and that kind of thing that I want to refresh my memory of exactly what's in there and make a plan for how I want to go at using that before the girls move, because things like these appetizers, I can always throw that in for a quick meal for myself for dinner or whatever. It's just the larger meats that I want to focus on. So I'm going to pull that out and we'll take a look. So back in the house with the main guts from the deep freezer, I'm going to go through these veggie bins, and I'm pleasantly surprised to realize I have a lot more green veggies left in these bins than I thought I had. And that's great. I don't have to buy any frozen veggies, clearly, between now and when the girls leave. I know I've got plenty of everything to round out meals here and supplement with a few fresh produce items. And once the girls are gone, that's probably all I will buy is fresh produce. And, that'll be kept to a minimum, other than salads for work and some asparagus and green beans occasionally. So I'll be saving quite a bit on groceries going forward. This edamame I bought to make a summer salad with. Hopefully I can get that video up, well, probably a week from now. It's called a green summer salad. And I've got some sweet potatoes that I like to roast. I'm sure you've seen prior videos. I toss those in salads. Some sweet potatoes left over from another round of Thanksgiving. I might eat those with some seafood down the road. And a couple of things of soup. That's just going to get tossed. I don't know why I bother even putting soup in the freezer, other than I don't like to waste food, right? And now I'm realizing I still have 3 of these bird's eye voila pasta dinners left. Love those to put a quick meal together after work. Of course, you have to zhuzh it up a little bit, and I'm fine with that, but I need to prioritize using those. If I use one every other week, I'll get them gone before the girls leave. It's definitely something I'm not going to make for just me. So I'm going to get all that back in the freezer. And now moving on to the meats bin. This is a breakfast pizza that maybe I'll make next weekend. I've done a lot of breakfast cooking all through this Memorial weekend, so we don't need anything else going in the oven. And I've got a couple bags left of the large chicken breasts that are pre-cooked from Springer Mountain Farms. These are great to make sandwiches, toss in a salad, make pastas. So I'm fine with having those left if the girls get out of here and those aren't gone yet, but chances are we'll get them used up. Definitely need to prioritize using some of that tortellini too. Got a bag of chicken broth there that I'm going to use to make some white bean chicken chili for dinner tonight. And this big thing of meatballs I bought on a BOGO at Publix, and it turns out we don't like those as well as the cheaper ones in the bag. But if I don't get these used before the girls leave, that's something I can throw a couple in the oven for myself now and then when I want a little beef in between the seafood. So whether we get those used up or not before the girls leave, I'm fine with. And of course, they don't really prefer those. And I still have about 20 left in that other bag. Some smoked sausage. I'll probably get at least one of the 2 I have left used before the girls leave. That's a go-to for us. And this is a turkey tenderloin. The girls aren't big fans of tenderloin, whether it's turkey or pork, but I'm going to put one on the menu maybe every 3 weeks between now and when they leave, because that's a big cut of meat that I am not going to get through on my own. And it doesn't taste good when you freeze it and reuse it, right? That's a big bag of steak that I need to use to make like a broccoli stir fry or something before the girls head out. And I definitely love to have beef at least once a week. We all tend to run a little low on iron, so if it were up to the girls, we'd eat nothing but chicken for the rest of our lives. Oh gosh. And this is a bag of knip. That's a German breakfast meat that I made a while back, and the girls don't care for it, but I like that, and I slice off a couple pieces now and then. And a big bag or package of ground beef. Definitely need to use that before they leave. That's close to 2.5 pounds right there. So probably make some burgers with that, maybe a meatloaf. But that is the last of the ground beef in either freezer. And this big old boy, I love corned beef, you guys. So I bought two during March. St. Patty's Day, they always have them on good prices. We ate one, but I'm definitely going to have to get this made before they leave. No way I'm going to clear through that by myself. I'll probably end up maybe making half of that, it's so big, and put the other half in the freezer for down the road. And here's some more sliced beef to make like a stir fry of some kind with. As long as I get one of these used up before they leave, I'm fine with working on the other one on my own. I can always cut it in half and make a small Thai dish with it now and then. And this is some more steak. So I'm definitely putting beef with broccoli on the menu this week, and then maybe once again before the girls head out. We'll see. Time just accelerates, doesn't it? And this is a great big bag of mahi that I bought like on a BOGO at Winn-Dixie at least a year and a half ago. And I can work on that on my own. The girls don't like seafood, so hopefully that still tastes good. It's vacuum sealed. But definitely I've got quite a bit of meat left in here. Shouldn't, other than a little bit of chicken breast, shouldn't need to buy anything in the meats category between now and when the girls head out the door. Okay, going through the appetizer bin that was on top of the larger meats. Clearly, we're well stocked with snacky and quick meal type stuff, so absolutely don't need to buy a thing in that category, obviously. But I'd like to use up some of what's in here before they leave, because this is just way more than I can ever get through. But this is a big bag of salmon that I got on a really great sale at Publix a couple months ago, and that I'll definitely eat on my own. Happy to have that. And just kind of get an idea of what all's in here. And we've really done a good job of clearing through a lot of what was in the deep freezer over the past 5 months. And it's really been a blessing having a well-stocked freezer. And these are several packages of Beyond Meat vegetarian quasi beef jerky, and it was nearing its expiration date, so I threw all of these in the freezer. That's something I'd like to just throw in my beach bag or, snack on if I get a little snacky in the evening, because it's 10 grams of protein per serving. And I'm not sure how great they'll taste coming out of the freezer. I haven't tried any of that yet, but I got it close to free with all the coupons and Ibotta kind of stuff. You know how I roll. And here's, I guess, a bag of what I call emergency chicken that I bought back when suddenly we couldn't get chicken breasts anywhere during the whole COVID debacle, right? And there's about 4-5 little chicken breasts in there, and I'll pull out a couple of those to use in the white chicken chili I'm going to make tonight, and then the other 2 or 3 will end up in a dish down the road, probably some Cajun chicken pasta or whatever, but I definitely want to get that used up before the girls leave. And now here's a look at my freezer with everything put back in, all nicely organized and inventoried. And as you can see, there's quite a bit of space on top there, and then a lot of space in between the baskets. Yay! And we're just going to keep working our way on through all of this. I'm blessed to have so much meat, but look how full it was in January. And this is after I went through things and reorganized the freezer. So I'm feeling good about it all. I'm really glad I took the time over this long weekend to do a thorough inventory and make a plan on moving forward. And now here's a quick look at my stocked up shelf of things that we keep in the garage. I will try to put a picture up here from back in January, and we have definitely made some real progress. And here's a look at the toiletries in January. So, as you can see, of course, I've had to restock the toilet paper and the paper towels, but we've definitely worked our way through the majority of the shampoos and the plastic bags that we use in the kitchen, etc. So we're definitely dwindling it down. I'd say napkins wise, I'll probably have to reload on those before the girls leave. And shampoo, conditioner, and all that were well stocked. I shouldn't have to buy any of that for at least 6 months after the girls head out. But I'm blessed to have all of this here and so glad I stocked up when I did, because of course when I stocked up it was on sale, it was on BOGO, I had coupons, I bought it. Oh my gosh, you guys, I know I don't have to tell any of you, every time we go to the store it seems like just about every item is another 10, 20, 30, 50 cents higher than it was just a month or two before. So stock up while you can, get those deals while they're out there, and don't feel bad about it as long as you've got room in your budget and you're not planning on moving anytime soon, right? And we've definitely whittled the canned goods down quite a little bit, but this is something I need to concentrate on while the girls are still here. And just haven't done a very good job of getting through all these mashed potatoes, but they're dehydrated. They don't weigh much. If I end up moving those, fine. One thing I really need to work on going through are these prepackaged rices. That's something that I can get through on my own. It'll be perfect for me once the girls are gone. But I know it doesn't look like it, but we actually went through several boxes of pasta over the last 3 months or so. One whole row here because I moved the ramen box down from wherever I had it stuck somewhere else. Need to work on getting through these mac and cheese. Need to work on getting through these scalloped potatoes. There's a total of 5 boxes there. We went through 3 bottles of syrup. I just used up the other one that was out in the kitchen so I can pull one to restock out there. Peanuts are for the birds. Yeah, we pecked away at it. Definitely have. Making progress out here. Just to wrap things up, here's the menu that I've planned for the week. So food prep, I'm going to make some baked apples. I have a bowl of green apples that are probably going soft. That veggie lasagna, the Italian bread, and then some salads to take to work this week. It's almost 3 o'clock here and I am heading out to the pool. I hope you guys are having a fantastic Memorial weekend and honoring loved ones and being with your families. Take care.